Namaste. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be across the planet, around the world. My name is Greg Prescott from In5D.com, and you're tuned into another Spirit Chat. And today we're going to be talking about the most recent Schumann resonance, Whiteout and Blackout. I want to welcome everyone that has joined us already here in the Zoom chat room. We have Fireheart, Gabby, Sandram. I'm not sure who Sandram is right now, and Spiritborn. So if you guys are following along, you know Brandy as Fireheart and James as Spiritborn. I'm also changing the image. It's weird when you do a Zoom recording, your previous image from YouTube comes up. So right now it's showing the Aries weekly tarot scope. So I'm changing that right now. Boom, done. Okay, so that's all in place and we're ready to rock and roll. So starting out, we're just going to jump right into the spirit messages from John Holland. And our first card, leading off, batting number 1, is called Inspire Passion. There's the full card right there. Yeah, I've got dye on my finger from many of my fingers from tie-dyeing shirts. But yeah, Inspire Passion is our first card. And I have to read this from the book because it's one of those colors that if you're colorblind, you really can't read it. It's really hard to read. I could read it, but it would take me like 3 hours to go through that. So we're not going to wait on that. We're just going to do it. Okay, so as a matter of fact, what I can do though is hold it up. You guys can read along with me if you want. So life devoid of passion can be a boring, uninspired blank canvas that slowly drains the soul. Now is the time to reignite your passion and rejoin life. This is an opportunity to set new goals, which will in turn reconnect you with all that is sacred. This is one of the more important cards in this deck, and by choosing it, you're acknowledging that you may have lost your way. Try to remember what you felt passionate about when you were younger. Notice what you were doing when time flies, which is a clear sign of being passionate about something. Spirit is calling out right now to pull you away from all of the pressures and routines of life and take a moment to review what's missing. If you're feeling lethargic at this time, your soul could possibly be sending messages to your body that you must find a way of putting this vital energy back into your life. Rekindle both old and new passions. Light the fire and let your soul feel the exhilarating energy that comes from inspiration and excitement of what's to come. Start to feel alive again. We here in the Spirit are there every step of the way to encourage, inspire, and support you. So, a lot of times we forget about that, the inner child. Although sometimes it takes children to bring out that inner child. That's what it did for me. After my daughter was born, she brought that out, something I haven't seen in myself since I was a kid. And you look at things from a new perspective, with a new exuberance. And it's a beautiful thing. You also want to look back. If you don't have children or if you haven't had children, look back in your life. What brought you that kind of joy? What brought you that kind of excitement? What are you passionate about? This is why I do what I do. I love doing this, even though I'd much rather be on the other side watching somebody else sitting here instead of me. But I got to do this. And I love doing the website. This is a passion of mine, just asking questions, finding answers, and sharing knowledge with you guys, as well as, the visions that I do get. So this is my passion. I'm clearly doing what I'm doing, but I think that this message is there are people out there, and I draw these cards with the intention of putting this out for the group as a collective. There are people out there. It's time. Inspire the passion. Find what it is within you that really gets you going, and do it. Okay. So our next one is from the Goddess Guidance Oracle cards. And it is Isolt, Undying Love. So yeah, I'll hold that up and read it. You guys can look at the picture. So Isolt, when it comes to matters of the heart, your help is here. It's all around you and also inside of you. Your inner wisdom may seem quieted by any pain that you feel. Yet be assured that the healing you're undergoing is swift and efficient, and you truly are healing from the inside out. First, your heart must be healed from its grief, loneliness, and feelings of betrayal. So I guess there's something going on with a lot of people that we're feeling perhaps betrayed and hurt from something that's going on within our lives, friends, family, relationships. This can take some time, so be patient with yourself. Treat yourself as you would any ailing person, with caution, gentleness, and tenderness. Next, get yourself out into the world, not in a harsh fashion, but with outings to parks, forests, and such, which are essential to lightening your outlook. Nature is the great healer. That's why I'm frequently amidst the flowers and the trees. Although they may seem quiet on the outside, they're quite talkative when you breathe and simply ingest their magical tones in conversation. Spend time among the forests and the trees, as well as the plants and the animals, and you'll regain your foothold upon this planet. You'll revive your sense of spirit and your desire to tread among the living once again. I promise you that your heart will mend, and that you'll also help others in this fashion along the way. Undying love. The love you have shared is eternal, regardless of the situation. And that goes as far as everyone in our spirit group right here, our soul group, our star families. You know, we've been doing this, I have a feeling, as a group for a long, long time. And we're finding each other. You know, we are our own beacons of light, and we're putting out those pulsations. And through those pulsations, we find one another. So, you know, keep doing what you're doing. Keep moving forward. Undying love. Our next one is from the Psychic Tarot. This is a John Holland one that Abby gave me. I got to post the link in the YouTube chat room. Sorry about that, YouTubers. There's your link. Watch it disappear tomorrow. Okay, so this one is Material Harvest from the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck. And I'll just hold that up there. One of the laws of the universe is what you sow, you reap. This card states that this is your time to reap the harvest you've worked for and so rightly deserve. This last physical card denotes self-mastery, self-sufficiency, independence, security, and the art of enjoying what you've strived for. You've done the hard work, learned the lessons along the way, and used them to prosper in all areas of your life. The number 9 also means endings. Not that good fortune necessarily stops, but do honor yourself as you finish up or celebrate the completion of projects. This would be the perfect time to look ahead and use the wisdom you've gained to think about what else you would want to achieve. Consider small investments and ponder ideas that show profitable potential. Congratulations on your success. You've earned it. Lastly, we're going to check out this from the Everyday Witchcraft from Deborah Blake. And I thought this was really interesting. That's why I wanted to share it with you. It's called A Simple Spell with Air. As witches, we are always trying to find ways to connect with the elements. Here's one that you might not have thought about that you do all day long, breathing. Think about it. With every breath, we take the element of air into ourselves where it literally becomes part of us, keeping us alive and giving us the energy to move forward. When we exhale, a tiny bit of our own essence is carried outward into the world through the power of air. How cool is that? And who knew breathing could be so magical? Why not use the basic act to create a simple spell while connecting with the element of air at the same time? And then it goes on to say, try this. As I let James back into the room. Try this. Sit for a moment and breathe. As you inhale, simply you say a simple spell. It can be 1 or 2 lines, such as, with air divine, prosperity is mine. As you exhale, visualize your will sending that spell out into the universe. Repeat for a few minutes. So that's a real simple one, you know. And you can use other things. It could be health, balance, peace, you know, with peace divine, so is mine. You know, it could be anything. With peace divine, health is mine. Now, it's interesting that that was the air element. This is the latest shirt that I've been working on. And that is the air element. What I did was I tried to recreate what the sunset would look like, the colors of a sunset showing the air. So you have the yellow, the reds, the purples, the blues, pinks, everything that's in there. So it's the air element. And I'll be releasing these tomorrow. They're in the dryer right now. I still have to upload them and everything, but they'll definitely be out by hopefully midnight tonight. So these are the new ones. I made a fresh new batch of these. I also did the, this is new too. I didn't know what to call it. So far it's called just water and sun because that's what it is. I loved the water element, but I'm thinking, what would it be like to add the sun, some yellow in there as well? And it came out really, really cool. So I'm really happy with this one too. I only made 2 and they were both in my size. So I figured, you know, what the heck, if no one likes them, I'll wear them. So I'm definitely going to wear one of these, but this is the other one. This was the nicer of the 2 that I'm listing. I will be listing on In5D. So check those out at in5d.net at In5D Quantum Tide. I just released a bunch of new ones today too of ladies shirts, I believe. No, they were yesterday, the 7 chakra lady shirts. And today was, new fire element ones. So we have fire elements and then we have air, fire and air. They go together great, just like my daughter and me. My daughter's Leo, I'm a triple Libra, so fire and air. My air feeds her fire. And her fire will be coming here to Florida in the beginning of next month, and I can't wait. So I'm really excited to see my little pumpkin seed. Also, you might want to consider to join us on Patreon. That's patreon.com/in5d for as little as $1.11. You can help support this channel, and any support's greatly appreciated. For $1.11, you get your name listed on the Patreon wall of eternal gratitude. You also get notified of videos like this, and you get to comment on them as well. So you guys are like the first ones to know. Anyone that's on Patreon is generally the first ones to know about any In5D spirit chats. For $5.55, you get all that, plus ad-free articles and the Insiders Club private chat on Zoom, which is held on the first Wednesday of every month. And then at 11:11, you get all that, plus the exclusive mid-month energy report. So let's move on to this. I just want to show you guys this here's Joe Biden. Look at the look on this little boy. He's like, what the? Thought that was funny. And this was just too cute. Look at this. You got this calf and a puppy just sleeping together. So that was today's cuteness that I put down on In5D Twitter. How cute is that? Look at the look. They're both smiling. Look how happy they are. Best friends. He's like, I'm just going to roll over a little. Just too cute. So yeah, if you haven't already, follow me on Twitter at Greg Prescott. the number 1. And because I do post stuff there that I don't post on Facebook, so or Patreon. So check me out there as well. Okay, let's go here. Oh, I forgot to do this. Yeah, one last thing before we go there. Okay. And a quick shout out to everyone that's joined us on YouTube. Thank you for joining us there. Gosh, we got lots of people there as well. So just going back a little, Alina, Wolfie, Elizabeth, Andrea, Darlene, Matthias, Katie. Katie, what you doing there? Come on in here. And thank you. Yeah, I do. The shirt came out really, really nicely. Thank you, Katie. Echo, Paul, IGH, Stella, and everyone else that has joined us there. I accidentally got my tarot cards wet. I put my drink down next to my cards, and the condensation from my cup got my cards a little wet, but they'll be okay. They're coated, and they'll be fine. So let's move on to those anyway. Our first one is, and a shout out to everyone that did the tarot card readings the other day. And we have Gabby's here with us right now. She did them, and shout out to her and everyone else that joined in, because you guys, that wasn't easy to do. And I give you guys a lot of credit for getting out there and trying, and especially in front of a lot of people. That took courage, and you guys did such an amazing job. I'm proud of all of you. So, and to Allison also for being gracious enough to take her time to show other people how to do that craft. It really is a craft. So, and it's something that it does take a little effort and patience, and they did an amazing job. So our first one is the 7 of Cups. Now, I know Allie says, certain cards are like, this is the most sarcastic card in the deck, or this is a health card or whatever. You have certain cards that are markers for yourself that help remind you of what card is what. To me, this is the triple Libra card, because they have all these decisions in front of them and they can't make up their mind. And that's so Libran, of having, what do I want? And they could all be wonderful things, What do I want? What do I want? I got all these different things in front of me. I don't know. And you're thinking about, okay, what's going to happen on every timeline? And that's why you can't make up your mind. Anyway, sometimes the best decision is no decision. And maybe that's what's going on. These cards are for the collective. So, and maybe you'll be led to exactly what you need to have at this point in time. There are a lot of options out there, though. So our next card is the Page of Pentacles. Okay, so this is kind of obvious. Look at the picture. He's got, 2 different routes. He's heading straight forward, though. He's moving forward. He's got 2 different paths he can go. What path are you going to choose? You got all these decisions, right? Maybe it's time to make up your mind. Maybe it's time to make a decision about one of these things. So how are you going to do that? Well, your last card is the Queen of Cups. Also notice that we did have on these 3 cards, we had 2 cups. So we had the 7 of Cups and the Queen of Cups. Cups is water. Water is emotion. So we have the emotion right here. Maybe you could talk about, if you got things going on and not sure which way you want to go, maybe you can talk about to an empath or somebody that's willing to lend an ear about what your decisions or what you're thinking about might be right now. And that person may lead you to help find the answers that you're looking for. Someone with an open heart. This is a motherly figure. You can see she's pregnant, and she's got a big clamshell. She's pouring out water, the emotion. So it could be an emotional thing for you. You will find the answer, though, when you turn to that person. That person's going to help lead you to those answers. So those were our tarot cards. And they were from the Deborah Blake Everyday Witch deck. So we had that and another Deborah Blake. She's just a wonderful lady. She's a Wiccan, a high Wiccan priestess. She's obviously pagan and all. And I'm not Wiccan, I'm not pagan, but I do appreciate what she puts out there. So it's beautiful material and stuff that you really can't argue against. It's just stuff that's beautiful in humanity's best interests. Okay. Oh, another interesting thing was this one card about the harvest, the material harvest, was stuck on the bottom here. It was the only card that wouldn't come out. And eventually I got it out and I shuffled and shuffled and shuffled, and yeah, it popped up anyway. How many times have you guys done that, with the tarot deck or even playing cards? The card falls out, you shuffle it and you still get that card anyway. Certain cards are meant to be, and that's just what happened the other day when we had all of Allie's students on doing tarot card readings. Everyone got the exact cards that they needed to see and hear. So, okay, I've babbled long enough. We're going to jump right into the Schumann resonance. Okay, so many of you guys have been following the Schumann resonance, and yesterday we had this big blast. It was a whiteout and a blackout. Let me do a screen share on this real quick to show you guys. If you haven't been paying attention, this is what has happened in the last 24 hours. And as you can see right here, we had the whiteout plus a blackout and a continued whiteout. What's going on there is a lot of people say that this is some kind of reset. I can't validate that myself. It is quite possible. Something went on very powerful right there, but more noticeably, in and around it, there were other things going on as well. The amplitude peaked out at, I think it's 71. I think that's what it says there. I'm not sure. No, 72 hertz. Yeah. So here's a better look at the Schumann resonance, a larger view right there, what we saw. And so Wages World has noticed this pattern. It didn't happen here, and that was the first time in quite a while that it didn't happen around this particular area, the 14, 15, 16, 17 area of it. But yeah, it came back with a vengeance here, not only with a whiteout, but a blackout as well. So there was something powerful that went on right there. So what do these energies mean? Okay. We're seeing a number of energy waves coming through right now, which are showing tangible evidence of their existence through physical observations. These energy sources include the Schumann resonance, which we just saw, the sun, our galactic center, our galaxy's central sun, Alcyon, etc. Within these energy waves, we're seeing physical commonalities that many people are experiencing, which goes way beyond coincidence. Recently, you may have experienced the absolute need for taking a nap, when normally you rarely ever take a nap. You may be hearing distinct high-pitched frequencies in one or both ears. You may be having headaches or migraines when normally you don't have them. You may have food cravings that are unusual. You may be noticing things that are slightly different in your surroundings, as if some minute details have changed. Maybe that's these timelines converging and overlapping, where something really small changed. Perhaps you've always put your keys in one spot and all of a sudden they're in a different spot that you've never put them before, right? So Joe Dispenza wrote an article called "What Does the Spike in the Schumann Resonance Mean?" regarding how the spikes in the Schumann resonance reflect consciousness. In that article, he said, increases in frequency create increases in consciousness. And when our consciousness increases, we have a greater awareness. And that's what gamma brain waves are. gamma brain waves, which can be more than twice as high as beta brain waves, represent an aroused state in the brain. However, they are not connected to the survival states of emergency mode, but correlated with a kind of superconsciousness and awareness, as well as higher amounts of love and compassion. So think about that, what he just said there. So when you have these increases, there is more love, more compassion going on in the world. This is probably the last thing that the Cabal wants to see are these spikes, these whiteouts, especially in the Schumann resonance. Okay, where did I leave off? As the Earth goes through her metamorphosis, maybe we too have to transition through this time of emotional intensity related to beta brain waves before we enter a new consciousness of gamma brain wave states. And wouldn't that upgrade our nervous system and expand our perception and awareness of reality? Perhaps we are on the verge of a great evolutionary jump. So if you wanted a way of putting that into perspective of what is really going on with these Schumann resonance waves, Joe Dispenza really nailed it there. And you can find this in an article called "What Do These Incoming Energy Waves Mean?" on In5D.com. I'll put a link in the more info section of this video. You know, right now we're all trying to piece together what can tangibly feel and experience immediately when these anomalies occur, such as the Schumann resonance whiteouts and blackouts. That's why it's so important that when you're experiencing something that isn't normal, to put it out there, start talking to people about stuff that is associated, for example, with symptoms perhaps of these Schumann resonances. And let's go into that right now, as a matter of fact. Let me go to this right here. And this is on the live Schumann resonance charts and resources page on In5D. So in a government study, it was found that the Schumann resonance can affect the blood pressure in some people. All right, this is a government study that's talking about the Schumann resonance. So 3.6 of the people showed higher diastolic blood pressure on enhanced Schumann resonance days. 32.1% showed lower diastolic blood pressure on enhanced Schumann resonance days, and 64.3% showed no significant difference in diastolic blood pressure on enhanced Schumann resonance days. So what's an enhanced day? Well, it's basically what we're seeing, especially with the Schumann whiteout right here. Let's go to screen share on this as well. But that's considerable. Okay, so the majority of people, 64%, don't show any significant difference, but almost 1/3 of them showed lower diastolic blood pressure on enhanced Schumann resonance days. And I can tell you this, I take my blood pressure and got my little blood pressure unit right below my table here, and I take my blood pressure every day. My blood pressure was lower yesterday. So this is interesting. Okay, so energy sensitives and empaths may particularly feel additional stimuli during a Schumann resonance spike. Some people may feel the following: tingling in the crown chakra area. And that would make sense because you're picking in, especially if your crown's open, you're picking up those energies from the Schumann resonance, incoming energies. Elation, and they're circulating throughout the earth as well. There's that torus field that comes up and around and back and around again. So you're getting them coming through the crown chakra. You may feel elation and or mild euphoria, an increase in conscious awareness, tiredness or sleeplessness that can fluctuate. You may be one or the other. Some people, you're going to may react differently. You may find yourself super tired, or you may find yourself super wound up. I would imagine, though, it would also take into consideration what the moon phase is as well. You know, if you have a full moon, that could affect it one way or the other for certain people. Dizziness and vertigo may be common during these kinds of spikes. the inability to focus, headaches or migraines, short-term memory issues, and a lack of hunger. You may find that, hell, I'm not hungry. You know, it's time for dinner, but I'm not really hungry right now. You may find that. So that's what we have going on right now. I'm curious what you guys think. And before I go open up the room to everyone, I just want to give a shout out to our, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, Shweta, Shweta, who just bought a shirt. It went out this morning on In5D.net. So thank you for your purchase. You should get that in a few days. And I wanted to make a point too about these shirts. When you get them, you may be wondering, okay, well, if I wash them, does the energy wash out? No, because the color has the energy locked into it. Unless you washed it so many times that the shirt's white again or bleached it, I don't know. No, they permanently can carry that energy. That energy stays forever. So I just want to make sure that you guys check out In5D.net for the new air element shirts, and this will be a new one that's coming up as well. So on that note, let's open up the Zoom chat room, and you guys are all unmuted. Hi everyone.
Morning.
Good morning, James. Hi. So what are you guys feeling? What did you feel yesterday? Did you notice anything yesterday?
Oh, a lot of things yesterday.
All right, tell us, Gabby.
I had a little outing with a friend, and we were talking about charts and stuff, and she brought up some things, and I would like say something out of the blue, and she'd be like, "That's what I was talking about," and I'm like, I'm not really usually on target with that stuff, but it was on point yesterday.
Wait. Do you think was that kind of like telepathic, that you were reading her mind or picking up on her?
It felt like I knew exactly what she wanted to say when she needed to say it, and we were like, oh, it was like almost like that when you say something at the same time as the person next to you, and they like, "Jinx, you owe me a Coke" or something, that kind of thing.
Right. Okay. So how did that play out?
My husband both couldn't sleep the last 2 nights. And I've lost my appetite. Like all I'm able to eat right now is seaweed and oranges.
Wow.
It's ridiculous.
Do either of you have sleep issues?
Not normally.
No. And what about eating? Do you normally eat on a regular basis yourself, or?
In the last 2 months, I've been able to eat like a normal person. Mm-hmm. Lately, it's now like the last 3 weeks, I've only been able to eat like certain foods out of the day.
Wow.
Or I won't eat anything because I'm not hungry.
Damn. Okay. So, well, I would say that's pretty significant then, that what you have felt, at least in the last couple of days, and experienced. Mm-hmm. That's cool. It's important. Did you say anything perhaps on your Facebook page, or make any kind of notation of what you experienced? Anywhere? No. Okay. Well, if nothing else, it's put out here.
Yeah, this is my safe place. I can tell people things here on this platform. Okay. Other people that I have on my other platforms, they're not very kosher to this fun stuff.
Right. No,
so I don't want to cause any ripples of anger and frustration.
I know. I had some. I put up a couple posts that could possibly do that with people recently on my personal Facebook page, and I got into it with this woman that is from my hometown. And
yeah,
we kept going back and forth, and eventually she deleted her post. And I felt badly because, it wasn't like I was yelling at her, she was yelling at me, but it just kept going back and forth. There was banter about whether you should wear a mask or not, which I think masks are worthless, honestly. But
well, they are for. Yes, Haven. What's up? Okay, Nate. Okay.
I post whatever I want.
Yeah.
And if you don't like it, then you delete yourself.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I noticed that, and anyone that follows me knows that I'm not left, I'm not right. I stand in the vibration of truth, love, and light. The one thing I do know though is that when Trump was elected, I felt the global consciousness lift. I didn't vote. I haven't voted since 2012, since Ron Paul. That was the last person I voted for. Yeah, I stand in that vibration of truth, love, and light, and whatever is going to help humanity, that's what I stand behind. And honestly, I think no government would be best.
Right?
Have a
Exactly.
I like that one.
Yeah, have a council of elders that work in humanity's best interests. They have to be 100% transparent. We can vote on them every week. They have to show progress, or else they're gone. A number of us would volunteer for that job for no pay. I'd be one, definitely.
Hey, Trump's probably in Florida right now. You know that, right?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, because he's coming for this launch that's not going to go because it's pouring down rain.
It's pouring where you are. It's sunny out here.
Yeah.
Cloudy where I'm at.
Yeah.
Well, James is only 3 miles away from me, so. But
Oh, wow.
but yeah, that launch is supposed to go at like 4 something today, and we have an 80% chance of rain. And supposedly Trump was on his way here at 11 o'clock, so he might actually be here by now.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Have you, either of you or anyone else, experienced anything different with the Schumann resonance blast that we had?
Definitely high energy yesterday.
Mhm.
But I'm having a lot of back pain. I'm having lower back pain.
Hmm.
I was talking to Des and everybody in this chat last night about it.
Do you think that's associated with the Schumann resonance?
I don't know. I think it could be because once I got here and did just a few different yoga poses, it kind of eased up. But yesterday, obviously I was at work yesterday. My energy level was really high. I did over 500, which is more than I would normally do. But then after I left, my energy was shot down. So I don't know. Maybe that was when the blackout happened. I don't know exactly what time the time frame was.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't figure that out myself. I believe it was during that one period, which has been common for these whiteouts to happen. Okay, all right, so it happened around, I'm guessing 10 a.m. yesterday morning through, wow. The blackout occurred around 5 to 7 p.m. last night, and then the whiteout continued 8, 9, 10 through 11. So it was actually over 12 hours. So basically
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
I left here at 5 o'clock. I left here at 5 o'clock yesterday. I went home. I was so exhausted I couldn't even eat. Usually all I eat is salad. I'm a weirdo. And I couldn't even get out of the bed. I had like a heating pad on my bed, on my back. I could not even move, and I was in a chat with Diane and Des and everybody, and I was just crying in pain. And they were all like trying to send me healing because I was just like in so much freaking pain then. I was in just like I got it in the messages too. It was bad.
Well, it must have helped. You're better today, right?
Well, I did some yoga this morning.
Okay.
And I did some when I got to work and stretched myself out. I mean, it's still hurting right now because I wanted to meditate while we were on the chat.
Mm-hmm.
And it still hurts to where I can't even pull my legs together to be able to meditate right now, which is what I would normally do on my lunch break.
I want to ask everyone out there to send Brandy some healing energy right now.
Yes, thank you. I would do it for you guys too, but I have to focus on myself right now.
So,
Brandy, I had much the same experience.
I hope that helps. I hope people on YouTube are also joining in.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Well, yeah, of course. And we all know that you do that for anyone as well. So thank you for all of your service that you're doing. Totally get what you were saying too the other day when you said that, you wouldn't be able to do the tarot in front of all those people. It wasn't
No,
easy.
I can't. No, I can't. And here I am. I was telling Ryan, come on, you can do it. And I'm just like, how did they do that?
Yeah.
You know
They did.
what? But you know why it's so hard for me though, Greg? It's because I pick up on everybody's energy in the room.
Mhm.
So if I did one for you right now, I could pick up on anybody I see on my camera right now. I would be picking up on everybody's energy, and I wouldn't know where it was supposed to go.
Yeah. That's why
You know,
I
but
do these cards beforehand. And, for the group, I put the intention of the group in there and I can focus on that before without any interference. I totally get what you're saying.
yeah, well, that 7 definitely applies to me because I'm Libra rising. I'm Virgo with Libra rising. So yes, that is where I'm at right now. I have all these decisions and they're all just kind of like right in front of me. And I'm like, okay, what am I going to do?
Yeah. Look for that womanly figure. The one that, or it doesn't even have to be a woman. It could be a man. That person that has the empathy to help you find the answer. I think that's what the message was for today. So, yeah.
I did hear somebody say that they were having when I was talking about my back. I heard somebody else in this chat said that they were having the same kind of issue. I don't know who it was.
That
Oh.
was me, Stephanie. It was like 2 days ago. It started just severe. I was hopping up and down. The pain was so bad. Mine presented like a kidney stone. And so then, I was popping fevers and I slept almost all day and all night. And then half of yesterday. And this morning I woke up and it's finally cleared. My back is cool. It's totally cool now. Like nothing ever happened. So I don't know, maybe maybe it shook something loose. I haven't had a kidney stone in, like 5 years. So, yeah. So, but now it's good. So there's your hope. It's coming. Your healing's on the way.
It's a nice shirt you got on there, Stephanie.
Hey, I keep forgetting to tell you, but Greg, I wear this outside when I do my hikes and walk and stuff. And I have at least 2 comments every time, like, God, that's cool. And so I've handed out your card to a couple people. I don't know, hopefully it will help,
Yeah, I
but
appreciate
it just, the colors and just the vibe of it just spark people, and you add to that your smile and you could just see them just like, they just release and lighten up and yeah, spreading sunshine.
What I love is that, because it has 14 different gemstones and chakras in it, not including the siesta key sand, which supercharges all the energy in that shirt. So wherever you go, it's just releasing that energy and it's sharing our collective energy with everyone else. And it's just a beautiful thing. So yeah. Thank you.
Totally, I just have a hard time when it finally gets to the point where it has to be washed because I miss it. I wear it for at least a while every day just to lift and, shape my own vibration. So
Yeah.
I really appreciate these shirts. They're amazing.
They are. Thank you. Leave a testimonial on in5d.net.
I'm formulating one.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if I'm going to do like one for each shirt, each design, or just an overall. I mean,
You can do one for each shirt if you want.
okay. Well,
the
there you go.
personalities of each one, because they all have different energies to them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
This one has the third eye chakra gemstones in it, along with the yellow, which is the solar plexus. Then I have the fuchsia, which creates all different colors. But the only gemstones I used were 4 different ones on this shirt, but still has all those energies in it. So.
what is that? What did you name that design?
Oh, this was the new one. This is the air element because it has all the colors of a sunset in it. So.
Oh, it's beautiful. Being Gemini, of course, I'm drawn to that.
Yeah.
Was very drawn. Sorry I'm late. I didn't get the notice.
Oh, that's okay.
Here
Okay,
I'm reading my book.
you made it. That's okay. So,
Your new shirt looks very Atlantean vibe to it.
oh, I like that. Yeah, yeah. Because you kind of got the blues for the water and everything.
Mm-hmm. So very merfolk
Yeah.
vibe. Yeah.
As a matter of fact, that was the shirt I wore for these last 2 days while I was focusing on healing the kidney and aligning the water in my body, you know?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
It came just in time.
Excellent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
Oh, that's
awesome.
fantastic. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah. Healing shirts. Can't beat that. That's awesome. Yeah, you know, for appetite, I've been on a diet. I started this protein diet. I don't know. I think it was 10 days ago. I've lost 11 pounds in 10 days. So, yeah, 11, almost 11 pounds in 10 days. And so yesterday when, you know, I had my 3 eggs for breakfast and a burger for lunch. By the time I was going to have some chicken for dinner, I wasn't really terribly hungry. I probably could have skipped dinner, but I ate anyway. And then you end up fasting from like 5 o'clock until whenever you wake up the next day. So usually it's, you know, I won't eat until maybe 9 or 10 o'clock the next day. So that's like 17 hours fasting. And I think that's where you end up losing all the weight when you do these kind of diets that I'm on. So, but eventually what I want to do is go switch back over to the fruitarian diet just for a week to cleanse out all the meat that I've been eating, clear myself out, probably take additional, I'm taking the activated charcoal right now, but I'll probably take additional charcoal then as well, just to help flush out my system. So yeah, intermittent fasting, Sharon. Yes, that's exactly it. Sibel Engenak. Today I made spiral t-shirts thanks to you, Greg. The experience of making it was so healing. That is awesome. Congratulations. Echo Christensen on YouTube is saying Siesta Key is very Atlantean. And that's what Gabrielle was just saying about the shirt, Atlantean. I agree with the quartz crystal sand here at Siesta Key. That's why I think it was the remnants of Atlantis, honestly.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm. So Stella's saying, I've lost weight too without trying. That's interesting. I wonder if that's just like another phenomenon that's going on right now. Don't know. James, why are you sitting in the dark?
I'm sitting here with my grandma, eating breakfast, watching old westerns,
All right.
listening to you guys.
I'm saying hello to you.
Grandma.
Hello.
Hi. What a beautiful smile.
I'm eating breakfast at noontime.
Nothing wrong with that.
Good plan.
Yeah. I've had breakfast for dinner at times. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
Enjoy.
it's good.
Yes. Nice meeting you.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to meet you. I'm
Yeah.
glad to meet you.
Our
We're
pleasure.
glad to meet you too.
Several of us are here in Florida also.
Yeah.
I'm by Sarasota myself. Mhm.
You know where Sarasota is, right, Mima?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Didn't you used to live that way?
No, I lived in Tampa. I didn't live in
Okay.
Sarasota.
It's not far away though. That's only an hour away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was born in Fort Myers.
Oh, that's where my parents are. Yeah. Yep.
Do you know any Prescotts, Mima, from then? From Fort Myers time?
Yeah. They were in North Fort Myers and they moved there in the late 1980s.
Oh,
Yeah.
No, no, that's too late for me.
Okay. Okay. So, all right. Well, enjoy your breakfast. So don't want to interrupt on your breakfast any longer. You don't want it to get cold on you. So very nice chatting with you. Enjoy your TV show.
Thank you.
Thanks for stopping in. That's awesome. It's family day. Gabby's got her child.
Yeah. Everyday occurrence on every spirit chat.
Yeah. Yeah. And my daughter's coming down in the beginning. I'm probably going to have her pop on one of the spirit chats that I do.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. So
In the beginning, when is she coming, Greg? I missed that part.
the beginning of next month. I think it's the 8th, June 8th. Pretty sure it's June 8th through the 15th. Can't wait. Well, that's interesting. People, Sharon Post says, I used to live in Fort Myers, and Echo says, I love grandmas. And Stella saying, may have to move to Florida to take care of my folks. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. My parents are like an hour away. So yeah, it's always nice to be close to your parents, especially, my parents, my dad is 90 and my mom's 83. I'm just grateful that, they're still with me right now. So good thing. So is there anything you guys want to talk about? Anything going on?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah. First off, it's freaking hot here. I got so used to my mountain paradise that I am dying already, and I know that it's like not even officially summer yet, I think.
Nope.
But you brought up the Schumann resonance.
Yes.
And feeling it. I don't know. I kind of came back here a few weeks ago, and I was prepared to I've been out mostly my own energy, on my land, mostly my own energy. So when I came here, I was preparing myself for all this energy going on, good, bad, whatever, the power lines, the apartments, the schools, the traffic, the people.
That's right. You've been away from that for a long time, living out where you live, right?
Yeah, for 4 years, man.
Yeah.
And it's quite a shock coming back. But I listen, Karen.
Yeah.
I still hold fast to what I learned from her about my light, and so that's hold fast, for my bubble, my gold light around me, is so powered up right now and on like I'm not letting any outside energy in. It's not allowed to. I have too much. I'm taking care of my grandmother, my father, and I'm dealing with all this stuff, and I just won't let it in. So the Schumann hasn't affected me. The family drama hasn't affected me. The past life when I used to live here drama hasn't affected me. Other people's trauma, nothing. I'm here on a mission. Quote the Blues Brothers, I'm on a mission from God, right? To help my family. So I don't have time for any energy to affect me. Every day I need my energy on point. So my light is the strongest light in my energy field for me, and nothing's getting in. That's pretty much how I feel about the Schumann resonance right now. I see it, I watch it, but there's nothing coming in.
Just curious, are you still able to microdose?
I gotta talk to my lawyer before I answer that question now that I have moved states.
Fair enough. I think that you don't have to answer that right now.
I am, however, got an appointment Friday to become the legal medical marijuana card holder like I was in New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Doing everything I can to stay on point.
Okay.
Out of trouble. didn't
Did
move
you-
back to get in trouble, you know.
Did you actually move here then, officially, or?
For probably about a year.
Wow.
I don't want to go back in the middle of winter. My dad starts chemo today. So chemo and recovery could push into winter, and I won't have any wood cut when I get back. I will I have a bunch of solar panels loaned out. My place is on minimum setup right now so that I don't, if somebody does break in, all my stuff's gone at other people's places. So when I go back, I'd have to put it all together in the middle of winter, cold.
Yeah.
So I'm going to chill here for probably till next spring.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. It's been a while since you've been in Florida in the summer.
Yeah. I was just getting where I didn't need 3 layers of clothing when it was like 40 and 50. I was just getting like 1 layer. I'm good. Trembling a little, but I'm good. Now I'm coming here and I'm like, I forgot my snorkel for, breathing the air. But, the flowers are in bloom and that's all beautiful,
Yeah. It's always summer. It's always summer here. Yeah. I love it myself. It does get hot for, 3-4 months, really hot. But, if you live near the coast, you still have that Gulf breeze. Every house has central air. A lot of places have swimming pools in their apartment complexes. So there's always ways to cool down and stay cool during the summer. And then in exchange for that, you get like 7 or 8 months of amazing weather. So it's a good trade-off, I think.
Hey, James, it's not even hot yet. Didn't you see my post? This time last year,
Yeah.
it was 104. It was 104 this time last year. This day last year was 104. Today it's only 80 something.
I noticed also that the water temperature, I don't know on the Atlantic side, but here on the Gulf side, it's taken forever to get up to 83. It's still, I don't even think it's hit 80 yet here. The water temperature has remained relatively cool in the Gulf of Mexico. What's it? Have you guys noticed anything different? What's the water temperature in the Atlantic?
I don't know. I tried to go out to Playa Linda Beach, our local beach here for Titusville area.
Mm-hmm.
But since it's actually Canaveral National Seashore, right? Seashore. Oh, that's a tongue twister. It's still federally closed, I guess, as of like a week ago.
Okay.
I heard Cocoa Beach is open, but I haven't had a chance. I've had to come and acclimate, settle in. I hope to go soon, and I'll let you know how it is.
Yeah.
Cocoa Beach is open. They're gonna keep our beach closed, James, because of the stupid launch.
Well, that would make sense. Yeah.
Doesn't it kind of make sense that the water temperature hasn't risen because all of the water from the flooding of central USA
that would make
is
sense.
coming
Yeah.
down? Doesn't it kind of make sense that the water temperature hasn't risen because all of the water from the flooding?
Lisa, you have your YouTube on along with this. You have to mute your YouTube when you're in here because we're ahead of time in here. Okay, but yeah, that makes sense. And interestingly, I learned this in one of my college earth science classes that the Gulf of Mexico is actually less saline than the Atlantic. Why? Because the Mississippi River pours so much fresh water into the
Oh,
Gulf of Mexico.
that's awesome.
Yeah. So, but I was thinking about how the water temperature, because I follow this every year. I think the earliest I've seen the earliest I've seen the water temperature hit 83, which I think is the most ideal water temperature. It's warm enough to go right in, cool enough to cool you down. The earliest I've seen that was in April, and usually it happens in early May. But here we are coming to the end of May, and it's still not 83 here in Sarasota, and this is highly unusual. I've never seen it take this long since I've been here in Sarasota to see the water temperature rise that much. So, you hear things about the mini ice age and stuff like that coming, and glaciers melting and affecting water temperature and stuff like that. Makes me wonder, I track this kind of thing. This is something that I pay attention to for my own selfish reasons. Like I said, 83 is the perfect number. 8 plus 3 is 11. It's also the perfect number to go in. So just wondering, if that was what's going on. No idea. And James, just sending your dad lots of love and quick healing too, with his chemo. So, our hearts are with him as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right. What's going on? Anyone else want to jump in? What's going on? What's on your mind?
Well, hi Greg. Hi everyone. I've been doing some work in my backyard.
Okay.
Cleaning up old boards, painting them, or more staining them, and I put up a proper fence. Instead of the iron jail-like fence, it's now.
Good. That's good that you're getting that work done. Outer work.
Together with my neighbor, when he has time. He's about 88, and it helps him very much. It reminded him of the war, that kind of fence. So I started to do some proper work done.
So I've got Lisa asking me on YouTube, how do I mute my YouTube? So just hit the mute button. And then when you hit the Zoom, you're good to go. You don't have to mute Zoom. Just as long as YouTube is muted, we're not going to hear that echo. And I see Lisa's back in the waiting room. So here she comes again. Hopefully everything is worked out for her. Well, that's good that you're getting outside and getting some fresh air and working and.
Oh, I've been walking my dog this afternoon, and it was really like just walking up a bit and then sit down together, and he's reminding me to keep grounding.
Yes,
he's wise. He's a very wise boy.
It's good getting out and grounding.
Yeah,
it's always great advice, right? To ground.
Yeah, absolutely. When I forget, he does not move. He just lies down, and if I want to keep walking, his feet are up in the air, and then try to get a 100 lb dog on his feet. No way. So sit down, wait till he's ready, and we move on. Sometimes people laugh at it, because if he doesn't want to walk, he won't walk.
Lena just joined us.
Hello. I'm coming in a sec. I'm just making some food for the kid.
What you making up?
I want to get on because I'm still on my soup kick of chicken broth, cut up carrots, cut up garlic, fresh onions, like cilantro, whatever I have in the house, with chicken broth.
That sounds good.
That's me. I know, it's all I like right now. And it's from fruit, like bananas and lemon water. That's still all I like right now.
And are you losing weight?
No, I look okay.
You're pretty skinny the way it is. It's funny, Stephanie, when you exhaled, I could have swore I smelled smoke after you exhaled. That's weird.
Honey, it's actually vapor. It smells
I'm burning sage and tobacco. I have sage, tobacco, and wow, that's cool. Did it smell good, like good smoke?
Yeah, it didn't smell like tobacco. It smelled like
vapor.
It smelled like vapor.
It's not
Really?
smoke. But this one is raspberry ice cream with vanilla And this one is butterscotch caramel cake. So it smells wonderful, which is why I have such a hard
That sounds
time giving up, because it tastes so good, you know, and if I ate everything I liked, I'd be 500 pounds.
So it's like incense. It's like smoking incense almost. Edible incense.
Yummy.
That is cool.
You know,
It's really cloudy and thunderstormy and rainy here too, and I'm really happy about that.
I love storm energy. I love storm energy.
Yeah. You're in Daytona, right?
And
What's-
Trump is somewhere around Florida, isn't he too right now?
Yeah, we were just talking about that. What's the water temperature there?
I haven't been to the beach because it's packed and there's too many people. I'm not scared of the people, but it's packed and I only go at sunrise when there's no people, but I don't really know the temperature. I don't measure it like with a thing. I measure it with my feet and stuff. It's still cooler than the air. The ocean is still colder than the air right now. I know the temperature. I don't measure it like. Oh.
I tried unmuting Lisa and she still has the echo going on. So she's asking me on YouTube,
Yeah.
did I mute it? I just don't see a mute button. I'm trying. There's the mute button would be on the lower part of the video. I'm looking on my laptop where it says In5D Spirit Chat. It's above the word chat. Bam, another whiteout and blackout. Unless you're on a cell phone. If you're on a cell phone, I have no idea what it is because I've only been on a Zoom once with the cell phone. I don't remember what to do.
Then you have to pause the live video.
But if you're on a cell phone, how do you mute YouTube?
You just
And
pause the
so-
video. It won't play unless you press the play button.
Okay.
You also tap
That's
the
a good idea.
screen and then everything pops up. All these buttons pop up when I just tap the screen on the bottom.
That makes sense. Yeah.
You
Well,
can't
There's a
see
little
if you
speaker
tap
button
it.
on the bottom on the right hand corner.
Well, yeah, I can see with your little squares around you that you guys are on your cell phones. So you guys would know. So yeah, try that. Either pause it or mute it.
I'll see if I can find it.
I wonder if you pause it, if you're still able to follow the chat, the YouTube chat. Probably not. I don't know.
Well, if it's a live chat, you should be able to still see the comments.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. So I've got two computers, laptops set up next to each other, an older one over there and this one. So I'm able to follow along what's going on in YouTube and still be here. So
Yeah. All our laptops have broken. All we have is a desktop. So I just use my phone because it's annoying to turn on my desktop all the time.
desktop? Well, who the hell owns a desktop anymore?
Gamer husband.
aha, yes. World of Warcraft, Rift.
Yes.
What's he playing?
He plays a lot of like strategic games like Hearts of Iron and Total War. That kind of stuff.
Yeah, you've really got to have a desktop to be able to upgrade every 4 to 6 months and spend all of your paycheck on your rig. I've done it.
Okay. All right. So there's a reason behind having a desktop.
Yes.
Hey, Greg, when she pauses the live video,
Yeah, see, it's
the
still going.
comments will keep going.
Okay,
Yep.
good. Yeah, I see that you mentioned you said hi everyone on the live chat there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Lisa, all you got to do is just pause the YouTube and hit the link to Zoom. That's it. And to pause it, all you need to do is tap the screen, right? The live video screen.
Yeah, in the middle.
You'll tap the screen and then tap the button in the middle, like the one that pops up in the middle of the screen.
Okay.
That usually has a triangle on it. You press the 2-line one and stuff.
Yeah, here, the triangle. And when you tap it in the middle, it continues.
Okay. So Jen's on there. She says she just normally puts the volume down on YouTube if watching on TV or a laptop, then talk on Zoom on the cell phone. And that's what I do. I can see it live. I just have the volume muted though on YouTube. And I can see everything going live. It's like 10 seconds behind us, and that's why we get the echo here. So
Yeah, I heard myself talking on YouTube when I started it.
Mhm. Mhm.
Hey, Greg, how many people, other users can your Zoom host?
I think with the plan I have, there could be like 100 people here at once.
That'd be awesome if all you people on YouTube would come and join us sometime. It'd be really cool. There's lots of room.
Yeah, and actually I could upgrade if it got to that point. I could upgrade to where we could have 500. But until that point, I'll just keep it at 100. And I was even thinking, we could do conferences here on Zoom, and have maybe 10 speakers and 90 people, 90 guests.
Yes, please. I vote for that.
Well, they also have break rooms too.
That's true. But I think it's 100 people cumulative, though, that I could have.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But then again, I could always pay and get more if I really needed it. But that would be fun. I thought about that, to maybe host like Zoom conferences. It'd be fun. Get some really cool people on here. Yeah.
Yeah,
So.
I want to thank Gabriel for that card reading, because ever since she's mentioned all my loved ones were coming through, it's been crazy in messages.
Who are you talking about? Gabriel?
Gabriel.
Oh, Gabrielle.
Gabriel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Gabriel.
Gabriel.
I answer to all forms.
Okay.
My mom had 8 kids, so yeah.
I've been getting more and more messages.
Oh,
Even
good.
from my uncle, that it's a far distant memories. I think the last time I seen him, it was 50 years ago, and he died back then. And a few weeks ago, someone asked me if I needed some furniture, but there was also a clock, a very old one. And I found out that clock probably belonged to my uncle. And it's from a part of family that distance away from the family years ago. So that's very.
What the message is out of that? What's the overall message? Something about time, going back in time, traveling in time, Saturn, something. What's the message?
Memories. A lot of memories are popping up. Good memories.
I think there's something more to it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
do.
wants to guide me. He wants to be in touch with me.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's time to listen, right? There's your message.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to run at the moment, the clock, because it's old and it needs to be refurbished. It runs, but not. There's too much space. It's all mechanisms. Well, how do you call the round things with tooth on it?
Gears.
Gears.
Mm-hmm.
And they're a bit loose. So it works and it runs, but it needs some work.
Needs some TLC. Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit of love.
And maybe it's meant for me to do it myself. Because it has to do with creativity. And I am capable of a lot of things doing myself. I'm pretty handy with a lot of things. So it's nice to have.
And that's all through, you got that all through the breath that Gabby taught you.
Also, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've been moving around different sites, and every time it comes to that point. And the minute she mentioned my uncle came through, or Ellison was the first, that he stepped in to be by my side, I thought, how? So I've been doing some research, but mostly I asked my pendulum, with the ashes of Indy, and the clock is still in the family. So that's how he found me. We lost contact years and years ago, and I think at least 30 or 40 years I lost contact with most of my family. And I have family in America. I haven't found them yet, but I'm confident I will one day.
Maybe he can help you find them.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
And
Vera,
I've had a reading years ago, and they mentioned that they see me living in America. So I'll see what happens. I don't know.
I guess time will tell, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
and speaking of that, Vera, does that clock have a pendulum? It does?
Yep,
And you're using your pendulum.
yep.
There's a connection there. So maybe he's helping you work your pendulum.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, cool.
Wow. Good observation.
Yeah. And I had my first work day, well, just a morning yesterday. And I cannot remember feeling totally confident and relaxed at work. And it's just checking old play games, toys, and packing it, pricing. So that's my way back into the world. I've been, well, I guess being a little bit more. I kept to myself I think about 5 years, and I'm ready to go outside again.
What's stopping you? What's stopping you?
No, it's not stopping me. No, I'm working with walking around with more confidence, greeting people, and when I see people, crowns down, Benji, done.
Yes, Benji. Silence.
Walking with like they're have the whole weight on the world. I just quietly send them love and tell them they're loved. I started to do that today.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for doing that. Yeah. So I see we have some new people on here that maybe haven't had a chance to talk about the Schumann resonance, which is our topic for the day. So if there's anyone that hasn't spoken yet that wants to come on and talk about the Schumann resonance, you're more than welcome to.
I turned off my sound because it's thundering like crazy. Look at the rain.
Oh my. Yeah.
You know, right before the Whiteout and Blackout book, I get really, really, really high energy, like a lot, like I'm awake and hyper. And then during it, I felt like I just wanted to lay on the floor. Like I didn't feel bad, but I just like felt like I had to lay on the floor. Like, dude, I just felt tired kind of.
Mm-hmm.
and like I had to be still. Like nothing else is good except being still.
I get it. You know, yesterday I ended up taking a nap. I really wanted to do a spirit chat yesterday and talk about the Schumann resonance, but I took a nap and I didn't wake up until after 7, which is usually the time I end up doing most of our spirit chats, 7 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, I was drained. It hit me hard yesterday. Probably about 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
I took a 3-hour nap. Yeah,
I wanted to take a nap, but I had stuff to do. I would have took a nap though.
Yeah.
I think it's hitting us harder, like the more physical, like cleansing, like clearing your blood, like just drinking water. The more heavy stuff that's in my body, the more hard it hits me. Because sometimes I don't get that tired, and I can feel like the quietness. I can feel like it's kind of quiet, but it's really high gamma rays. Like my mind is really high up, but it's like quiet at the same time. But then if I have a lot of things I shouldn't be eating, like when I ate tacos and I couldn't even barely eat the tacos because I just don't know why I couldn't eat it. Like that made me feel a lot more heavy when that happened. Whenever I felt really high energy coming in, like almost every day now too. Like I hardly can even say what's happening today anymore because it's just every day almost.
Tacos sound really good actually right now. Man, that I on my diet, what I told myself one day, or not one day, one meal or one, I'm allowed to cheat on my diet for one day out of the week, and not the whole day, just one thing. It might be pizza one day. This week, I've already got my mind set on it. You've all heard the Amy's organic brand. At least everyone here in the United States has heard of that. I bought the Amy's cinnamon roll with icing. I'm gonna eat all 5 of those that day. And I guarantee my weight will probably bump up for 1.5 pounds just because of those 5 freaking. But you know what? I don't care. You know, I'll lose it again. I'm not gonna just eat diet food. Once in a while, you gotta go with your cravings. It's okay to do that every once in a while. So,
Dude,
yeah.
I need prayer. I need prayer really bad. I'm at my grandmother's house, and you know I've been on the half of my diet is fruits, and then it's like a lot of vegetables, a little bit of meat. But my grandma has Klondike bars and vanilla ice cream, and I'm allowed to eat it, and I'm allowed to have cookies, and I've gained I think like 5 pounds. It's not good. Help.
Yeah, I want to say it's all good. It's all good to enjoy life and enjoy the third dimension once in a while. And, you know, you might as well enjoy it while we can. You know, there's some beautiful things about eating ice cream that you'll never forget.
It's like a nemesis, man. I'm allowed to eat 2. I'm allowed to eat 3. In my grandma's house, you can eat dessert before you eat your dinner. So self-discipline, I guess.
Yeah.
It sucks.
I want to say something about those Annie's things that you were going to eat there. I'm about to get on the phone with one of my favorite psychics. We're going to get a psychic reading, and he talks about how the Sasquatch love those Aunt Annie's organic rolls. Like they have to bring them to Mount Shasta to give them to the Sasquatch because they love them so much. So if the Sasquatch love them that much, man, they can't be that bad for you.
Right.
That's awesome. That is super cool. Have you actually met one, Michael?
No, I haven't. So I had to mute. Yeah, no, I have not. I mean, I've been listening to this psychic, I don't know, for 6 years now or so.
Okay.
Ted Marr, he has Out of This World Radio, out of Seattle. Has a lot of really great people on, and he has a lot of spiritual trips he does and things like that to Mount Shasta and Mount Pichu, and he's like entered the the inner earth and the guy's amazing fifth dimensional being already is what he's been told. He just doesn't listen. It's hard. He has a lot of humility, and which is a blessing. Not everybody has that, but it's it's cool. So I'm going to be jumping on the phone with him in 2 minutes. But when I heard that, I had to say something because I think it was meant for me to jump on and tell you that the Sasquatch love that stuff. It has to be organic, and it has to be, have the icing, and it's got to be sweet, and then that way they won't mess with you. If you feed them, then they don't play games with you. So then they're best friends. It's good stuff.
Right.
When you feed the people around you, everybody loves you. I mean, that's why everybody loves you, man. You feed everybody's soul every day. So thanks so much for doing this, because you're one of the other people that psychics that I listen to. I don't get my news from regular news. I listen to my news from psychics. I was talking to my wife about that this morning. Like when you listen to the news from a psychic, you really get a different perspective of reality. That's for sure.
Indeed. Appreciate that. Thank you, brother.
Peace, brother. Love. I'm going to be passing out for today. I got to go jump on this phone call. But thank you guys so much for the time today, and enjoy the waves, man. The waves are awesome.
Yeah. That's cool. So what would you do for a Klondike bar? That I had that commercial queued up on my computer because you had me thinking about that commercial. What would you do?
Dude, for a week, because grandma, we're trying, try to get grandma to eat more, put on more weight. So at night I eat a Klondike bar or a cone with her.
Yep.
For a week of it though, I had a tooth that had cracked and was killing me, and I had to get pulled. But for that week, every night I stared at the Klondike bar going, well, I know what I'll do for a Klondike bar. I'll go through sheer pain to eat this sucker. I'm stupid sometimes, man. I'm not always thinking correctly.
Yeah, I had a filling pop out, and I had a hard time finding a dentist that'll take care. I still haven't, and I've been just dealing with it, but it sucks. So yeah, know what you're going through, definitely. But yeah, that I did that, for I don't know, the last month or so during quarantine. I ate like really shitty food. Apparently, I did eat ice cream. I had those ice cream bars with the sugar cone, and I was eating those things. And a lot of times it was dark chocolate and healthier kind of sweets, but I ate pizza and it's just crap. I ended up putting on weight, and I said, screw it. I hit a certain number, and I'm like, no, I've never been to this point before. And I know that, weight is energy. Energy can be light, even though it's heavy, it can still be, how much light are you carrying? But there, after having a heart attack last year, I know that, my diet that I'm on isn't probably the healthiest, the protein diet, but figure, fuck it. If I'm going to croak, I'm going to croak eating food I enjoy eating. Like Michael said, we're only here in this third dimensional, density, right now, right here, right now, and enjoy it while you're here. So yeah, I'm going to eat food that is enjoyable while I'm here. So that's that. That's my rant.
I got Greg, I got a picture of the clock.
Picture of what?
Of that clock I talked about.
The club.
The clock.
The clock. Okay.
Yeah, the clock.
Yeah. I'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, share. Oh, that's quite easy on the computer.
Okay.
This is that clock.
Does it work?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know anyone that was born on February 17th?
No.
Okay, just curious, because the clock time is 2:17. Actually, it could
I
be.
do.
That's interesting.
I do. Yeah, I know someone who was born on February 17th.
Uh-huh. Just trying to tie the time in. I have a sister on the 16th.
Sorry, I'm trying to finish a salad before I come in.
That's okay.
I don't have green in my teeth. I'm almost done.
That's okay. 2:17. It could be 17:02 military time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's something I don't know most of my family members' date of birth. I don't know.
Carol Lee on YouTube says that the time on there is that's a 10. 217, 2 + 1 + 7. That's a 10, which is a 1, which is new beginnings, a reset. That's appropriate. That, you know, that clock that you took a picture at that particular time. I think that's the message of the time.
It's stopped a couple of times on exactly that time. Restarted it.
Yeah.
And one time on Spirit Chat, it was so loud. So I stopped it, didn't look at the time. And I haven't put it on again. Because it needs to be, yeah, it needs some tender care and TLC. So I just took that picture.
Yeah, I think maybe there's something important about that time that you need to pay attention to, definitely. And it could be exactly what Carol said. The numerology of it breaks down to a 1.
Yeah.
Jenny is saying in YouTube chat, she's curious if Michael, being near Mount Shasta, knows about Lady Nellie. Michael's not here anymore, but Jen, if you were here in chat, you could have asked him. What are you doing over there in YouTube land? Come over and chat. Jen's afraid I'm going to ask her to do a tarot card reading on the spot to make up for the other night that she didn't appear on the screen and do one. Although she did do a couple on the side. So she got a couple under her belt. So that was fun the other night. Oh, Gabby, why don't you do some light language for us?
Let me change his butt first. And
Okay.
yes, I will.
All right. Yay. That's always a treat. So Gabby's going to do some light language. We have who's here? Hannah is here, and Laura. You guys with us? There she is. Hey, Hannah. Trying to unmute you.
Hi.
There you are. Good. You made it. Good. Hi. How are you?
Thanks for this. I'm good.
That's styling. That's looking great.
I've gotten many compliments and I've only had it less than a week, I think. I don't know.
It's fantastic. Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Good. Good. Thank you for buying one. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you. I just stare at it. I love the psychedelic, swirl. It's very pretty.
Yeah, it's almost as if certain shirts call certain people, that
You
they
do.
almost.
Yeah.
It's like gemstones.
I had to buy it. I just looked at it and it called me. I had to buy it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's funny because they do have the gemstones in them, that gemstone energy. So I can understand that, people having certain shirts that call them. Look at Stephanie shaking her head. She's got a similar shirt on.
Yes.
Yep.
Bought the big one because I was thinking pajamas or cut it down and make it into a dress. I would love to have a little summer shift that's tie-dyed. Just saying. And a pillowcase.
Pillowcase. I keep getting pillowcases, and I'm trying to find like a 1,000 thread count pillowcases in bulk for a decent price where it's not going to be exorbitant for people. It's hard to find. Otherwise, you can find them, but they just cost so much money, and people don't want to pay a lot of money. I can't blame them. I wouldn't want to pay a lot of money for a pillowcase either. So, and plus it would be the washing and rinsing on those would be exorbitant because you really want to make sure there's nothing left in there. There's a lot of water that would be used, a lot of time, a lot of energy. I don't know. I would do it. I already told Allie I would make her one, so I'm going to do at least 2 of them for her. So we'll see they turn out.
Anyway, Hannah, you look fabulous.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You both do.
Thanks. Yeah,
What
I've
is-
gotten compliments. Everybody loves it. Everybody that sees it loves it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably be ordering more.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah, I've had my eye on a couple. I'm like, ooh, wait, I need more.
The element ones have came out really, really well. I'm really happy with the fire, the water, and now the earth, the air element. They're coming. It's just something different, that people can relate to, I think. What is your sign?
I'm Gemini. My birthday's coming up.
So you're an a fellow air element.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
I'm a Gemini sun, Taurus ascendant, and Sagittarius moon.
Wow.
I've got it covered there.
Everything but water.
Yeah.
Yep. So I think Stephanie said she's Gemini as well. So we have some air signs here represented. That's good.
I'm a Libra rising.
Okay.
And Aquarius moon. So I have more air and earth in my chart than I do fire. I only have 2 signs in Leo, and that's the only fire I have. And my actual sign is Leo, and I think my Mars.
That's great that you have the Libra air to feed the Leo fire. That's great. That works.
Yeah, it can be difficult at times though, because my Aquarius moon is the opposite of my Leo sun. So, and I do feel that opposing whatever at times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my daughter's Leo, and my triple Libra feeds her fire. It's a great relationship between her and I. Yeah.
I've always gotten along well with Libras, probably because my rising is Libra. I'm still waiting on the other shirt though. I can't decide. I love them all so much. So I'm trying to decide which ones I want, but I think I'm going to wait till you come out with the Earth one.
Yeah.
And see what that looks like first. And then
I've got the dye for the Earth one coming soon, but it's gotten delayed because of the whole COVID thing. They don't have as many people at the warehouse, and I should have it though by the end of the month, early next month. And as soon as I get it, I'm going to be putting them out. I can't wait to do them. To me, making shirts is it's like Christmas. The following day when I'm rinsing them, and all of a sudden I see, I open them up and I'm like, oh my God, I want that one. And I always make at least an extra one in extra large. Because most of the time I learned early that if I only make one in extra large, I'm going to say, damn, I want that one. So I've got a bunch of shirts, obviously. Yeah.
green is my favorite. Green and purple are my favorite colors. So I'm anxious to see what your Earth ones look like first.
That's a good color combination. I'm going to write that down.
Green, purple, and indigo. Those are my favorites.
What are they?
Green, purple, and indigo.
I love like forest green. Like I'm obsessed with the trees. I love trees so much, especially in the spring and early summer when they're so vibrant. That is my favorite color, whatever color you can describe that as. And kind of like a lavender or any purple, actually. I love it.
Okay. Writing down requests here. This is good. Because I'm always researching like different color combinations, and it's fun. It's really fun to put them together and see what we get in the end. So.
And do some more like those Rorschach blot, whatever they are, where they look like a picture.
Yeah, the ones that are symmetrical in the center, and
Let's do some like that. Loved those, but I didn't
to do more of those.
Yeah.
You're right. I have ran very low on those. Yeah. What colors?
Yeah.
What color? Green.
I
purple,
liked the dark green, purple, and indigo.
Okay.
Maybe black too. I like dark ones. Yeah.
Okay. The thing about those, those are ice dyes also, is that, you can never replicate the same thing on those ice dye shirts. They're always unique and different. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're magical items you're creating.
Yeah, one of a kind. I mean,
Yeah.
those are the ones that you guys are wearing. Are every one of them is unique, especially though the ice dyes, like this one. There's no way I could replicate anything even close to this a second time.
It's art. You're
It is.
wearing art.
It is.
I just stare at it on the hanger when I'm not wearing it. It's so pretty.
That's awesome.
Oh my God, I thought I was the only weirdo that did that. I hang mine outside the closet and just look at the colors.
Like a tapestry,
I
right?
just want to look at
I
it.
was going to say, you might
Yeah.
need to try tapestry next.
I would love a tapestry. That'd be a great idea.
I've thought about it, but once again, when you're buying sheets in bulk, they're asking so much money, and you want a high thread count in the sheet so the dye sets correctly and spreads correctly. I'm still looking.
Yeah.
I'm working on it though. We'll see
Well,
what
the
happens.
t-shirts are enough. I love mine.
Yeah, I do too. I love them all. They're fun, and the greatest part, like I said, like I was telling Stephanie, is that you guys have all this energy that you're wearing and sharing all around the world, and it's like you're broadcasting positive vibes to everyone, and it's awesome.
It's
I love
true.
that.
I felt it. I felt it when I first put it on. After a couple of minutes, I was just like, hey, I feel a hug. I think there's something to those gemstones you're putting in them. It works.
Yeah, not just that. I also use Ho'oponopono and the Siesta Key sand. Everything. They're energized so much. So yeah.
They are. I felt it.
Awesome.
I
Awesome.
will buy.
Thank you. My phone's dying. I'm gonna have to go.
Thank you for
But
jumping.
thank
in.
you all. I love you all.
Love you
you.
too.
Bye.
Bye.
I will be buying some shirts.
Awesome.
Probably the second half of June, and I hopefully am in control of over my own money. And I have my vacation money in. So then I can. Probably
I'm always open for more color combinations too. If anyone has ideas for, so Hannah was saying forest green and lavender. I think that would be a cool
That
combination.
would be beautiful. I would wait for that one for sure.
Yeah.
And
then-
turquoise. Put some turquoise in there.
Okay.
Light turquoise.
Maybe we'll see. I could do both. And the other combination was dark green, purple, and indigo, and maybe some black thrown in there. Okay. Interesting. You guys, if you guys have any other ideas, I'm all ears. What would you like to see?
I wish I knew the colors. I know I love blue.
Mm-hmm.
Blue is my color. It gives me, it relaxes me.
Yeah, one of my favorite ones is it's the third eye one. It's this it's an indigo blue, and it's just solid blue, but it's just so powerful. It's a very, very powerful shirt. So
I'm not a screamer with colors.
Hey, Greg, just out of curiosity,
yeah, Rob,
you might have already thought about it, but you're talking about these sheets and pillowcases. I mean, how much more would it be if someone sent you something that they bought themselves rather than you going through that expense? And it might wind up being a little bit less costly.
well, it's still going to cost more on that avenue for shipping, because they'd have to ship it to me and then pay for shipping back. So that's twice as much for shipping. Yeah, it's something to think about, though. And
It was just an idea. I'm just,
I wish I knew distributors that could sell me stuff like that at a decent enough price where I can still keep the cost as low as I can. Because, like everything I do, I try to use quality material, and everything's got to be like 100% cotton. The thread counts have to be high in the pillowcases and the sheets, because otherwise it's like sleeping on newspaper. You don't want to sleep on that.
Well, it's better than burlap.
Yeah, that's true. So, yeah, who knows? I do enjoy doing these, and someone's saying in YouTube, make custom shirts on order. I could do that too. That's a really good idea. When 5D is here, you can teleport the shirts. Esha is saying on YouTube. Yeah. That's funny.
Well, friends, it's been a wonderful morning. I wish you all a bright day. I got to giddy up.
All right, Stephanie, take care. Thank you for stopping in. We'll see you the next time.
Bye.
Bye. Well, if there's anything else you guys want to talk about, we can talk about it, or we can wrap it up. Anyone? Helga, you got your hand up? Your finger up?
So I have to unmute myself first.
Okay.
I was with Allison.
Okay.
The last chat with Elaine
Thorpe, yes. And Jonathan, yes.
Yes, it was great.
Wasn't that amazing?
Wow.
Yeah.
But what she said to me is correct. I forgot that I also get messages. 23 years ago, 24 years ago, my grandmother told our family that a twin would born, but one of them wouldn't make it. And I said to my sister, I'm not me, not me. And a few days later, I was in my home and I had already 2 sons. And my sister was with me. And suddenly I start talking in my own language, which I didn't learn. And that voice was from my grandfather, who already passed. And he was talking about my daughter, which was not born yet. And I saw her. He showed me her. She was like a small Indian girl, long hair. So that was a channeling. And I didn't know that. So, and now those pieces are falling on its place, because that was not the only channeling I did. I could see things happening in the past, and then I told those people, and it happened. So I have asked for a long time, what do I need to do now that my children are big, because I thought I only wanted to be a mom, and that's it. But it's not that, it's more. And I'm really thankful for this opportunity, that I can continue my life with a purpose. And it is all because of all of you.
For those listening that are not familiar with what Helga's talking about, we had trance medium Elaine Thorpe on here, who she brings up her twin flame, Jonathan, through the trance state. And Helga asked Jonathan, what is my life purpose? And Jonathan told Helga that it's part of your life purpose is you're supposed to channel as well.
Yep.
But at the time you didn't recall what you just told us right now.
No, because I didn't. It just, after that, it started when I started to talk with Vera. Because I was in the situation with my mom, the relationship doesn't go like it should go, and so she told me to cut the ties between my mother and me, so that we could have another relationship. And Phil also helped me, And then the day after, Jonathan came, and everything started to move again in the right direction.
How
And
about that?
also for me to remember that what Jonathan said, it was already in my life, but I forgot. So
that was fascinating.
Yeah, I was really thankful. Really, I am.
I made an appointment with him for next month.
I'm going to do that too. The issue that Farah is with the money issue. I have the same right now, but this is something that I have to let go, because I know that there is a lot in store, and this is not the main thing, money right now. The main thing is be in the center and do what I need to do.
You know, your story just reminds me of the card that I drew today from John Holland's Spirit Message, Inspire Passion.
Yep.
You know, to find that within you that you're passionate about. According to John Holland, this is one of the most important cards in this deck. And to pull away from all the pressures and routines of life, take a moment to review what's missing. You're doing that. You're going through and you're figuring out, okay, what am I supposed to be doing? I've came this far, now what? And you're getting it. So, you know, all of us wish you the best of luck on your path.
Thank you.
How exciting.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good luck on that.
I love talking with you, Helga.
Sorry?
Yeah, I always love listening to you, Helga.
Oh.
Somehow, whatever, sometimes things you say are clicking something you don't even know. So it goes right in there and click.
Thank you, Spirit Born. You know
Same
what
here,
it is? For me, I realize now that life is not as difficult as I thought it was, because I was always fighting to try to stay on top of things. But when the water was like this, I was so fed up. I said, this is not why I came here. There must be a higher reason. And in the church, they say, when you knock on the door, it will be open. If you pray, you will be answered. So I've got my answers.
Yeah, and you have direction and focus and purpose.
Oh.
Yeah, that's huge. You know, some people are just here to hold space for others and to emit that love frequency. But others feel, you know, that's not enough. There's more. There's got to be more, you know. And if you're one of those people, you know, if you're listening right now, live or recorded, look at Helga. You can do this too. You can get out there and find your life purpose, you know, and you may be guided through some other avenue. For example, with what Helga did was through a trance medium. Experiment, try things, find that purpose, right? Find that true purpose in your life of what it is that you're here to do. Inspire passion within others as well. So yeah, good for you, Helga.
Allie did that for me.
Oh, sorry. That's probably also why I found Spirit Chat in 5D. You know, I've been very quiet for a long time. I was taking in info, things that started to click, and rebuilding myself to who I truly am.
You know, I think we are
Oh,
afraid to
reminded me.
realize. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay. It also reminded me of things I needed to deal with. So when I got muted by accident, okay, they don't want me here. I don't. Nope, get through it. It's not. It's old memories.
Mm-hmm.
Interestingly, on YouTube, Esha Winchester is saying that she saw the exact same card, Inspire Passion, today. So that's really interesting. I think there's, like I said, that's John, according to John Holland, that's one of the most important cards of the deck. And yeah, you may want to go back through and re-listen to what I read earlier today on here, because there's an important message for all of us on that.
Yep.
So, Gabrielle, you were gonna do some light language for us.
Yes, I am.
I didn't forget about you.
No, I didn't think you did either. I'm just trying to find a quieter spot where my kids are not screaming at the top of their lungs.
You're probably
with
hoping
happiness over food.
you're probably hoping I would forget about you, not to put you on the spot.
Maybe a little.
There's 5,000 people on YouTube right now.
Oh, well,
kidding.
they'll be
I'm kidding.
entertained, hopefully.
I'm kidding. You're fine.
Alrighty. Let's see.
It's edutained.
Educated with a little bit of entertainment.
Yeah.
Edutained. Yep, gotcha. Alrighty.
Yay!
Cute. You guys happy?
Yeah.
That make you happy? Mm-hmm. I thought so.
You just heard it.
You heard it. Oh, very good. I'm glad you heard it.
Now we just hear you and hug it.
Oh, I love hearing and hugging. It's good.
I will knowledge.
Oh, well, thank you.
Since I know this, it's time to be rooted.
was
Look at me doing what you're not.
Okay. Sorry. They're very happy. You can't tell.
smile on its face.
We're gonna send you far hugs. I want to send you guys all far hugs.
What's that?
It's something we invented years ago in our family to if any of the grandkids or anybody sick, something's going around, we wouldn't hug, we would far hug. And this is going back, how long have we been doing this, Grandma? 20 years?
20 years anyway.
Yeah, and see, far hugs don't have to be in the same room. It can be from where we're at to where you're at. Far hugs, thank you for singing for us.
I like it. I like it.
Beautiful.
I'm glad you liked it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye, guys.
Bye. They're all up over here. It's a madhouse.
Do you have an idea of what the message was behind those words?
It felt like hope. Hope, eternal flame kind of vibe. I don't know if that makes any sense to anybody, but that's like the first thing popping in my head.
That was beautiful, Gabby. I got chills, said Imani. Left side tingles, said Sandra.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Lovely, angelic.
I'm glad I can give somebody a little bit of love. Well, anybody who felt anything, I hope that it did help something. Whatever your worries are, or whatever is going on the inside that you're not really aware of yet.
I think it's one of your things you're supposed to do is sing on Spirit Chat.
Oh, I'm here.
You have a beautiful voice.
Oh, thank you.
The light language on so many levels is helping. Specifically, listen to it. Listen.
Yeah. Let me mute so I can hear you better. And then because my kids are they're very vibrant right now. So 1 second.
Of course they're vibrant because they just got a live performance from Mom singing Star Language. Did you see the youngest one keep looking back and then it would turn around with this big smile on his face? It was adorable. But yeah, so everyone's getting codes from each other, but that's just like additional codes that people get when you do the language, especially singing it like that. So it's greatly appreciated.
It feels like a power surge, like that extra oomph to whatever you're trying to claim for yourself is what it feels like sometimes.
Yeah, lots of great compliments. People love you and YouTube as well. And check out the comments later on, tomorrow, the next day, whatever, below the video, because I'm sure they'll keep coming in. Wow. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about before we wrap it up?
Have you guys noticed how weird the clouds have been lately, or is that just me?
Elena, have you noticed in Florida?
I keep seeing a hole in the clouds everywhere. Like, even if it's a weird cloud or a spaceship cloud or no matter what, I keep seeing lots of different shaped holes in the clouds and like holes. Last night I seen a bunch of holes in a row that all looked like arrows, like holes that look like they mean something. And I don't know what all these holes are in the clouds, but maybe it's like symbolizing portals. There's so many portals open right now, I suppose too. And a lot of stars been waking me up. I just got a star app, so now I know which ones have been waking me up. And yeah, I think there's a lot of star codes coming in. Maybe they're making holes in the clouds. Because you know how the clouds, some of them, half of them are fake clouds, half of them are real clouds. I've been watching the sky since I was a kid. And somewhere around the 2000s, is where I started noticing fake clouds. I'm like, those clouds are not real clouds. So you know how they're using clouds to hide stuff? I wonder if all these holes I've been seeing in the clouds is like high light codes piercing through the clouds. And I'm like, yeah, the holes are in clouds that kind of look like fake clouds, but I don't know.
What I see is a lot of lights. I know they are not airplanes. I think they are family members from another planet.
Yeah.
And
I
from
think so.
now, I think, let me see, when was I with my mom? From Saturday night until last night, each day. And I take my camera and I put them on my camera.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been drawn to them for a while too, like Aaliyah was saying. And it just amazes me. The last couple months, even back last year, they had been acting kind of funny. And I just didn't really like know how to like ask people. And I didn't find Greg until like 4 months ago. So like it's been like a whole nother like level on that. But yesterday it was really weird because like it was layered in such a way that was not your natural typical storm cloud like formation normally. And it got darker and darker during the day, and then at night almost until almost like 9 o'clock where I'm at, it was light for like a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't like, yeah, it was just weird. And the layering was off, and I could tell my eyes were like pinpointing different clouds that didn't look anything like your typical storm clouds around here. And I just kept thinking, they're like these words would pop in the back of my head. They're here, like everybody's coming down to visit. Like, don't worry, it's gonna be fun. But I'm just like, it's like they're more comfortable now because we're all at this frequency where everybody can like discern what's going on versus being in the dark all the time. So I don't know. I'm pretty excited. It's gonna be like a fantastic ride.
Have you seen any clouds that look like a huge train, like the whole size of the sky, or Greg in Florida? It's like they're going like this, like a spiral, but they're leaving like out into the ocean. Because I've seen that a couple times, and all the other clouds are normal, but there's this dark, long train, and it's curving, and it's going fast, way faster than the rest. And it's not smoke or steam. It's not from something around here. They're like, I think they're clouds, but they're not real clouds. And I'm wondering if they're moving something or if they're hiding something that's moving. But I got the feeling the first time I saw it, like 2 years ago, that some huge energy was moving, and then I noticed the clouds moving. These clouds are probably from an energy current in the air, maybe, and someone's trying to hide it. But I'm a big believer that the clouds are hiding stuff. I seen it light at nighttime in like 2014 and 2015 also. And that's when I found out the Earth is actually surrounded by rainbows, and all these clouds and chemtrails are trying to block that out too. But they can't block it out the whole way, but they're trying a little bit. There's a lot of rainbow energies that they're trying to block out with a lot of these technology. That's why they want to spray something in front of the sun and darken the sun. And they're trying to say it's going to help us not have global warming. Like, I don't know what it is they're going to spray, but they say they're going to block out the sun.
That's what they're trying to do here too. Because I walk nights with my dog, and a couple of nights it was totally clear. You could see every star in the sky, and I heard planes. And the next morning, a couple of times it was pretty early, and it was all cloudy, but those thin, not true clouds. And it was like a crisscross. like at a 90-degree angle, and they kept on going all day long.
Yeah.
And that's been going on about, well, I think beginning of, no, beginning of April, I started to do that. And every time when it gets close to rain, it's been blown away here. And they have to restart it again. Somehow they cannot get it done. They cannot block the sun here.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
It's because of us, because we are conscious and we influence.
Yeah, what if we're making the holes in the clouds, us flipping up and our energy spiraling up? Because there's energy spiraling up and down. We could be breaking them up from down here too. That's probably why some of us had to be physical on Earth.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get pictures of those planes, and I can see them 100% clear with my naked eye. And I know I got it on the camera.
Mm-hmm.
Check it. There's no plane.
Yeah.
The plane is gone on the
But
picture.
you hear it.
And I got a good camera, but I have to be up really early, and I hope to get one with my Sony. It has 63 zoom on it. And if I cannot get the plane on it, well, I know I got it in view. Because every single time I take pictures of those planes, they're gone on the picture. You cannot see them.
I actually caught orbs in my house on camera the other day. Light pinkish purplish ones. Big, like huge ones. Like the size of almost half the room.
That must be that motherly energy that Jonathan was talking about.
It was, I think. It felt like it. It felt like either a mother or a grandmother, but not human, of course. It was like, you know, an ascended energy. It wasn't like a human that passed recently or anything. It was either one of our angels or our star families, or just some orb carrying that mother energy.
Yeah, he was pretty adamant about that color. He like went on a whole entire detailed, orientated speech about it.
Wow. Yeah, that's why I noticed it, because I seen pink and purple in the corner, and I'm like, let me take more pictures. And it moved higher and then lower, and then right to my leg, and it was like around me, like to the right of my leg a little bit, like it was by my side, but also encompassing me. But I could see the edges of it still in the picture. So yeah, it was moving around the room as I was taking pictures a little bit too. It was cool.
I have a question though.
I think that's how I felt. That's what I asked. I was like, what is that? It's pure energy. It's pure love. Mm-hmm.
So here's something that I saw on Mr. MBB 333 the other day, and I think you guys will find this interesting. Speaking of the clouds, check this out right here. What's going on right here?
Whoa!
Portal, doesn't it? Hang on, I gotta click out of the commercial. Okay, so let's go back to that right here. Looks like, and here he is zooming in on it. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's
beam.
It's beautiful.
like a vortex or
Yeah, a portal.
a portal. Mm-hmm.
Cloud vortex.
Wow.
That's cool.
Well, they do have a shelter there in Alaska, so I'm not surprised. That's really beautiful, though.
Yeah, I'm pretty impressed with that. Yeah, just thought seeing how Gabby brought it up, that's why I went kind of silent there in the last few minutes, just trying to find that video.
I got one of those clouds, and I saw that plane when I took the picture, and you just see some kind of blob. Share. Hold on. Right in front of it. And I could see a plane with a red, white band on the side of the plane. And this is what I get on the camera. It just disappears. It's just gone.
Do you think that one was trying to follow the other one?
They've been doing this for days on end. And they're crossing each other just with this chemtrail. And they keep going at it. So I hope one day I can get that plane on my good camera. Because these pictures I take with my smartphone. But that's all I can get.
This is interesting. I was sent this by an anonymous person gave this to me to post on In5D, expose photos from inside chemtrail planes like you never seen before. And there's, when you're seeing 4 fumes on each side, that's one of them, right? Here's the tanks that they have. Here's one actually spraying them. More tanks inside the plane. More diffusers on the outside of the plane. It's crazy.
I heard those happy planes at night.
Yeah, me too. Constantly.
I recognize the sound of these.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, our air, water, and food supplies are definitely being poisoned by the controllers. There's a reason for that. It's called eugenics, depopulation. But yeah, this person gave me a lot of pictures, and yeah, so you can find them on In5D. I'll put a link below.
I always take a big shower after when I'm outside when they're doing those chemtrails, because I get a funny taste in my mouth.
But fortunately, we're going to be moving beyond that.
Oh yeah.
As far as I'm concerned.
Me too.
Who's joining me?
They keep failing. They keep failing on what they're trying to accomplish.
Yeah, everything they try is getting destroyed. And we end up winning.
Some of these clouds are blown into huge feathers or shapes like wings, angel wings.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
I think we're going to wrap it up on that note of chemtrails, beautiful chemtrails. Anyway, I want to thank everyone for joining me here on Zoom as well as on YouTube. And if you're watching on the recorded version, thank you for watching as well. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Hit the bell notification so you get reminded of videos like this. Check us out on Patreon, because you will get notified of this. You're the first people to know about this Spirit Chats. And then I post it on my other social networking, but join us there. And check us out on in5d.net if you want to check out the new shirts that I've been uploading there. So on that note, enjoy this day off from the Schumann resonance, because we got hit kind of hard there yesterday. And once again, thank you for joining us. And until the next time, I'm sending you all infinite love and light. This is Greg from In5D. Namaste.
Thank you.
Namaste. Thank you.
Bye.